What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to another video. Today is another film breakdown of all 5 interceptions from Daron Bland, breaking the NFL record that was previously set and setting a new NFL record of 5 pick sixes. It's incredible. History was made on Thanksgiving. And, shout out to Jim Nantz. What an incredible play call. And just one of my favorite plays, if not my favorite play of the year so far. But what I wanted to do is let's go ahead and go through all 5 of the pick sixes. And, I've been hearing things around, social media, analysts saying, is it luck? Is Daron Bland lucky, or is it good defense? Should he be considered for Defensive Player of the Year? Well, I think it's yes, all of the above. I think if you are saying that success in sports doesn't involve any kind of luck, I think that's kind of just ridiculous. Of course, there's some form of luck, but also a lot of it is preparation. And I think that's what I'm going to argue here today for Daron Bland in his case, that I do believe he should be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, is a lot of this is him being prepared. And if you're prepared before games throughout the week and your process is correct, it's going to set you up for success. And you'll see throughout the film here, it's him taking advantage of those moments and doing a really good job of that. So let's go ahead and jump in. Number 1 is week 1 against the Giants. And I think this is really a great example of effort, hustle, team play, good defense, good coaching. And as you can see, comes in for the tackle, picked off by Daron Bland. So what I mean by that, I just listed everything to you, what I thought this play exemplifies. Well, obviously Daron Bland didn't actually, how do I say this? He didn't actually intercept it in the way that normally an interception was. It was a tackle by Stephon Gilmore. Ball goes up in the air, and it's picked off. It's picked up by Daron Bland. And I apologize, not Stephon Gilmore, but Trayvon Diggs. We miss you, man. Can't wait for you to be back. Just imagine this cornerback room if all 3 of these were playing together, Gilmore, Bland, and Diggs. But it's also a good argument that if Diggs was playing, would Daron Bland have this success? It's a good point. But right here, obviously, Trayvon Diggs comes in for the tackle. But I think this play exemplifies not only Daron Bland's hustle, his effort, his ability to give 110% every single play, but this is good coaching by Dan Quinn, by Al Harris, the defensive backs coach, who should definitely be getting a lot of the notoriety when it comes to this defense. This is all about coaching in training camp, in practice, saying never give up on the play. I'm sure Trayvon Diggs is going to come down with this tackle because he's a good tackler. But this is the coaches saying, hey, if you see a guy getting tackled, if you see a guy in the open field, go help your fellow player out, your teammate out. That's what Daron Bland is doing here. He's in that soft coverage right there. But him just hustling to the play, finishing the play. Young players out there. Daron Bland is a great example, and you'll see many clips here in the next 4 interceptions out of the 5. He's hustling. He's giving effort every single play, even when he's not near the play. And so obviously he's right there. And it's one thing to have an interception, right? But it's another thing to take it back to the house. And this is what you're going to constantly see. And I've seen the argument of, what's more impressive? Trayvon Diggs' 11 interceptions a couple years ago, or Daron Bland's pick sixes. Look, I love Diggs, and he was a ball hawk, and he's my favorite player on the Cowboys. But the play after the catch is absolutely insane and nothing like we've seen. Look at the playmaking ability. His instinct is incredible. So here we go. Second interception. It's against the New England Patriots. Dallas Cowboys and the Patriots at AT&T Stadium. First off, can we just all admit this was a really bad throw? Just another note to young quarterbacks out there. This is why coaches never want you to throw across your body. There's a 1% that it does work out. There's 1% that it doesn't, or 99% that it doesn't. But you see there, easy pick. This one's probably the easiest of the interceptions of the pick sixes that Daron Bland has had. But let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on here. Is it a bad play? Yes. It's a terrible decision by Mac Jones. But let's pause it right here, because this is something that you see here, and this is what I'm talking about with preparation. This is him being a good football player and a good student of the game. And you could tell, you look at these interceptions, you slow them down, you can tell Daron Bland spends a lot of time in the film room because he's reading and studying these quarterbacks and their movements and their windups and their feet movement, when their foot plants, when they're starting the windup of their throw, them looking. It's pretty incredible, and this is a pretty easy example. But let me rewind this here a little bit because Mac Jones is going to the right. And again, this is another great example of not giving up on the play, hustling, because Mac Jones is he's going to the right. This is the side of the field. Obviously, all the work is going on this side. This is another great example. Don't give up on the play. 110%. Daron Bland could ease towards this. Maybe ball hawk over here because Mac Jones is rolling to the right because, as you know, common rules, don't throw across your body as a quarterback. But Daron Bland sticks on his man. I mean, it's just as simple as that. You stick to the fundamentals of football, you're going to be pretty successful at the game. So he sticks with his man, and he's keeping his eye on Mac Jones the entire time, even though he's escaping from the play and extending the play. But this is also another great example of, taking out of Belichick's book. Funny that they're playing the Patriots and that's the clip here. But this is just doing your job. Your job, Daron Bland's job is to cover this guy. That's it. And he does from start to finish, from the snap to the whistle. Just another really great example of fundamentals taken over. And you can see right here, plants his foot. And you see Daron Bland is already in attack. He's really patient. I mean, he is a great football player, great defensive mind. His patience as a cornerback, his aggressiveness, his instinct, his pursuit, and his closing speed is worth considering for Defensive Player of the Year. But as soon as he plants his foot and Mac Jones is looking to the left, he's already started his pursuit. And, you can make a lot of people may be saying, well, it's all luck. It's a bad throw. You still have to intercept it and take it to the house. And if it was so easy, why did the record for most pick sixes in a regular season stand for so long? But also, why isn't anybody else doing this? There's a lot of teams out there that are playing bad teams, and there's a lot of great cornerbacks out there. And they're just not in this conversation because Daron Bland is playing exceptional football right now. Plants his foot, reads it, easy pick six. And again, just a bad throw, but good teams, good players take advantage of bad moments and their preparation throughout the week during practice and film room. That makes a difference. That gives you the edge and the advantage that you want over any other team. And that's what Daron Bland does right here. That's number 2 out of 5. Moving on, this is the third of 5 interceptions. This was against the Los Angeles Rams, and this is, again, another great example of Daron Bland spending time in the film room, knowing his opponent, knowing his quarterback and his mannerisms and his tendencies. And, again, this is a bad play for Matthew Stafford, but really great example here. Stafford in the shotgun, Cooper Kupp right here, and just a bad pass that was behind on Daron Bland. But let's go ahead and break this down. Let's see exactly what happened here. So you'll see if we rewind this. So this is actually, there's 5 total interceptions that were pick sixes. This is one of the 2 that were in this exact set where Daron Bland is playing on top. And again, great example of Daron Bland knowing what's going to happen. Matthew Stafford's already looking to the left. Daron Bland is seeking already. He's containing this spot. And this is play recognition too, because as soon he's just going to keep his eyes on Cooper Kupp, because Cooper Kupp can go 5 and out, or he can go cut right here and then go up to the top. But as soon as he sees Stafford wind up and he sees Kupp plant his foot, this is play recognition. This is patience. This is pursuit. These are all good traits of a football player, and you'll see it play out here. Plants his foot, reads it, and he makes his jump on the ball, and that's what he's been doing all season long. And then look at this closing speed right here. This is insane. As soon as the ball is leaving out, I mean, he's about 5-7 yards away from Cooper Kupp. Kupp has even turned his head over, and then Stafford delivers the ball. And this is just a really bad ball by Matthew Stafford. And young note to quarterbacks out there, if you're going to be throwing a 5 and out, you got to throw this ball to the sideline. You got to give your guy a chance out here on the sideline, because if you throw it just a little bit inside, especially in the National Football League, cornerbacks will take advantage like Daron Bland did here. That's, in my opinion, probably one of the easier of the pick sixes for Daron Bland. The space he had to cover, but and the bad throw was way behind. I mean, Stafford and Kupp were not on the same page on this one. You can see the spacing right there, but that's number 3 for Daron Bland. And here's the 4th one. This was last week, so he had back-to-back weeks, which is insane because the Cowboys played 2 games in 5 days, and Daron Bland had 2 pick sixes in 5 days. But this is the one of the more impressive ones here. because Daron Bland, he's going to be covering number 15 as 15 comes in the flat over here in the drag route. And Daron Bland has to cover a lot of space here because number 15 does have a step or two on Daron Bland. But again, bad throw from the quarterback. And you could, sit there and say, oh, look at the quarterbacks he's playing. No. If it were that easy, a lot of cornerbacks and defensive backs would be doing the same thing that Daron Bland is doing. But again, it's more than just getting an interception. It's about the pick six, and this is another great example of that. But here we go. Number 15 is going to get started on the ball, comes across. He has a step, right? But Bryce Young just throws the ball behind him. Daron Bland, more than just intercepting the ball. His athleticism, folks, his athleticism is insane. His speed to close that gap from when the ball is released from Bryce Young's hands to when it gets to the wide receiver. Look at that. And then number 82 just doesn't set the pick route right there as much as you want. I don't think that was part of the design. And if it's not part of the design, then that's why the Carolina Panthers are the football team that they are. But, I mean, if we just go back a few frames, this is an easy completion, and this is a completion that Bryce Young should make. He just needs to throw it out more, and if you look at the wider view, I mean, there's space right there for an easy completion. But this is why the NFL is a game of inches, and this is why this record and the play of Daron Bland should be appreciated more. Because if Bryce Young just throws that a few more inches, a few yards ahead of his wide receiver, number 15, it's a completion. But because it's slightly behind him, and because you have a above average solid cornerback in Daron Bland, it's an easy pick. And he throws it. Daron Bland leaps for it. Great extension. But again, right, could just be an interception. And the Cowboys get the ball right there. But his ability to be a playmaker, roll up, spin up, and then slice and dice into the end zone. And here we go. This is the final interception, number 5 for the record. Be sure to like and subscribe and tell me what you guys think about it. Is this good luck for Daron Bland, or is it good defense? Or to be honest, is it like what I mentioned where it might be a little bit of both? But here we go. This is kind of what we saw with the Rams, right? Daron Bland's up here at the top. Jordan Lewis is down here. And that's what we saw with the Rams. And this is play recognition. This is time in the film room. Daron Bland knows what to expect. Now, he doesn't know exactly what the route is going to be, where the pass is going to be, but this is why you need to spend time in the film room, because the preparation does 50% of the work, so that on game day you can feel confident, ready to trust your instinct. And that's a credit to Al Harris, Dan Quinn, Daron Bland, this entire defense. So do I think Daron Bland, he knew it was going to be this the entire? No, but he was familiar with this set. He's seen what the Commanders do, and so you can see he's using his peripherals here. He's watching the receiver with his plant. He's also watching Sam Howell with his plant foot and his windup. So Sam Howell hikes the ball, and it's an easy interception. And then again, the athleticism. This should not have been a touchdown, but he somehow gets in the end zone. Pretty incredible. So you can see he's playing up here. I mean, this is, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards. So he's already studying Howell, right? He knows he has two options right here. So Daron Bland is keeping his eyes on Howell, but also keeping an eye on the receiver. And he sees that plant foot already. And you can see the pursuit. Again, preparation in the film room prepares you for moments like this. So that's the hard work, right? But also a little bit of luck has to come in here because Sam Howell has to deliver a good ball. And again, young quarterbacks out there, you got to throw this to the sideline, because if you throw this inside just a few inches, it can easily turn the other way. College, high school, this is probably an incompletion, probably a missed pass. But in the NFL, this is 7 points the other way. And you could see Sam Howell delivers the ball, wind up, and Daron Bland with his insane speed is already pursuing that ball, and the wide receiver hasn't even turned his head. And Daron Bland at this moment knows this is history, kind of like what Jim Nantz said. And look at the closeout on the ball. The speed is incredible, and just picks it right out of the air. And, of course, you have this insane athleticism to get into the end zone, and that's the difference maker. I'll say it again. It is not just interceptions, but it's the play after the ball that makes it special. And this NFL record should be appreciated, should be respected. And Daron Bland absolutely should be considered for Defensive Player of the Year. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next video. Go Cowboys, and congratulations to Daron Bland.